wholehearted. Welcome to Hanging with Hang. In this video today, I am going to share with you how to let go of expectation. And by doing that, you ultimately will have more space of inner peace and freedom within yourself. Because here's the thing about wholehearted, as you and I know. You put your whole heart in everything that you do. You have a high expectation of yourself. And in turn, you have a high expectation of life, of other people. And it working out because help you achieve things in your life, right? It bring where you are in your life. You accomplish a lot of things because of the expectations. And also on the other side of that is that misplaced expectation, unreasonable expectation also cause a lot of disappointment, a lot of self-beating, a lot of heartache. And to me, if we can understand the difference, know how to move through that, you can have a lot more joy in your heart, have a lot more space in your heart. So you don't have to deal with the unnecessary heartache within yourself and with people around you. So with that, I have three main keys I want to share with you in parallel to letting go of expectations. One is understanding that expectations is it giving us a sense of control. You know, it's giving us, and a lot of time it's an illusion of control. And being human, it's understandable that you want to feel safe, you want to feel secure, you want to feel in control. And accept that part of being human. And also, it only gives you that illusion. So expectation may not be necessary in having a high, fulfilling life. Which is take us to point number two, is that it's important, in my opinion, to connect to what you are in control of and what you are not in control of. Because here's the true reality. You and I, we can only in control of our thoughts, our feelings, our doing, and ultimately the result of our life. We have no control over people, what they do with their thinking, their thought, their feeling in their life, or we have no control of life itself. And a lot of time being a high achiever, a wholehearted person, we feel the need to be in control of people. You feel the need of control of life so we can feel empowered to accomplish things. But then that is a waste exerted energy in those areas, because where you can place control is on your own stuff, is on your own thinking process, on your feeling process, on what you do and ultimately what you want to create and how you want to dream and live your life. So by understanding that, you can understand what you can hold on here and what you can let go there. So let go of the need to control people, let go of the need to control life. And because when you can let that go, you can let go of the expectation that people have to change, expectation people have to feel a certain way, expectation of life got to be a certain way, because that only causes pain and disappointment for you, which you don't need to. So then your question is how to balance, right? How to honor your high achieving self, your wholehearted self, and still surrender to the process of life, which is take to point number three, is that for me, in my humble opinion, instead of expectations, my invitation is to shift expectation to establish clear agreement. So if you establish expectation for yourself, then have some clear agreement within yourself, with somebody else, and have a very clear agreement with somebody else. And here's the thing, clear agreement cannot be formed unless you have a very clear understanding of the agreement, understanding of self, understanding of the dynamic, understanding of the situation you're in, and that's required communication. If expectation there with self, you got to make time and space to communicate with yourself. And if it's with somebody else, you're going to take time to communicate, to understand, and then you establish that clear agreement. Because when we have a clear understanding, clear agreement, then both party, whether you and yourself or you and somebody else, can choose, not feel obligated to, that's a different, can choose to show up for that agreement. Because responsibility is not obligation. Responsibility is an act of choosing, is an act of empowering yourself. It's an act of taking charge. Or at least that's the way I look at it, and invite you to look at it that way. And when you take that responsibility within yourself to choose to show up for you or for your dynamic in the business, in the relationship, in romantic, whatever it is, then there is no misplaced expectation. Then you can reasonably agree to expect that. So then there's no hurt feeling that need to take place. There's no heartache. There's no disappointment. Well, maybe disappointment if the other party choose not to show up. Then that's where you can align with your own value, and then you can choose to let go of that relationship dynamics. So ultimately, shift expectation to clear agreement, because from clear agreement you can have a reasonable expectations, and that can prevent a lot of unnecessary disappointment and unnecessary heartache. So with that, my friend, that my take on how you can let go of expectations, and I hope that you can find this within yourself to give yourself that space to take ownership of the things that you want to take ownership, and let go of the thing that's not in your control anymore. Let it go. All right. With that, with a lot of love from my heart to yours, from Hawaii to you. If you haven't already, please subscribe, set on notifications, and then we'll let you know when the next video will come out. And of course, you can always share this to as many hearts as possible. All right. Aloha.